How are you doing? Chris here today with the Teclast Tbook 10. So it's a 10.1 inch tablet. It's a dual boot and it is yet another, we've seen so many now, Atom X5 Z8300 powered devices. It has 4GB of RAM, a 64GB eMMC, and it does come with a keyboard dock, but I don't actually have that at the moment. I don't even think it has been released or is available yet. So let's have a look at the tablet here. You can see the box here, the typical 2016 Teclast box. It says a 2-in-1 there. And let's have a look at the included accessories. So here's our charger, and as you can see it's a DC charger, not a USB one. And it is rated to 2 amps, 9 volts, so that's new. We normally just have the 5 volt 2 amp chargers, so this is something slightly new, giving us a little bit more power there, which is good to see. And what else do we have in here? A micro USB OTG adapter, so we can plug in USB drives into the tablet. And here we do have a USB cable to micro USB for data, I guess, for Android there. So let's have a look at the tablet. Alright, so full aluminium alloy housing that it has on here, looks quite nice, in a lightish gold color. And just having a look, we have an unusual arrangement here with the pogo port. It's not the usual 5-pin, but a 10-pin pogo port there. And we can see that it does have the connection, or the slots there for the keyboard dock, which will be the reversible types, meaning that you can actually just reverse the tablet itself around in the dock and use it in a presentation mode there. So on the left hand side here we have a speaker grill there, nothing else. Along the top, volume up and down, power on, and here we have on the right side a 3.5mm headphone jack, our micro SD card slot, micro USB 2, and mini HDMI, not micro HDMI, a bit of a change there. And there is the plug for DC charging and the second speaker. So we're going to hopefully have some good stereo separation with both of these speakers on either side there, which is good to see. So the build itself, it does feel very solid, and I'm liking the fact that these bezels have actually been definitely sized down from previous Teclast tablets. And the only camera we have is this one right here at the front, which is a 2-megapixel camera. So hopefully there is some power in this. Get it powered up. And while that is turning on, I will just have a quick look at the weight of the tablet. I see there's a little stylus LED there that's just come on in green. And oh, look at this, we have a new dual boot menu. So they've changed the selector from before. We can see there that you've got Android or Windows and the little tick there. So that's different and inside. It's an inside BIOS. So the weight of the tablet. Get my scales powered up. Is 579 grams. So I'll go into Windows first and see how that loads up. So it does feel very solid. I can't feel any flex and can't hear any creaks or anything like that. It is definitely well put together and clipped in there very nice. The two halves. So the screen is a normal kind of glass screen. So this isn't Gorilla Glass or anything like that. And this is plastic around here. So the front housing is plastic, but all the rear and the back and the sides is made out of a magnesium alloy there. And it is just booting up now into Windows. Might have to go through the first setup. And there's a huge list of languages here that we can install. So we've got all the Asian languages there, Russian, Vietnamese, French, Filipino, Spanish, English. Huge selection there, which is something we don't normally see. Okay, I'm just going to go through the Express settings. Just want to have a look at the device manager and have a look at the network card they've used and the eMMC drive, as well as our free space. But it looks like Windows has to do a reboot here. So while that is powering on, I'll just have a look at the thickness, which comes in at 8.6 millimeters there, almost 8.7, which isn't too bad considering. Alright, so it finally booted into Windows. It did take a long time to actually set itself all up, but here we are. So brightness is on 100% at the moment. I do have some powerful lights on. So we'll look and see what the free available space is, as well as device manager and system. Okay, so free available space, we have 18.1 gigabytes in Windows, and you can see there clearly the 4 gigabytes of RAM. I need to connect up to the internet to activate Windows, but I imagine I shouldn't have any problems with that. So touch support with 10 touch points. It does not say pen at all there, so there's no stylus support on this model. And lastly, just have a quick look at the device manager and see what type of eMMC they have gone with. Hopefully a brand one. Generic N-card. Oh. Okay, so that's one of those BWin or 4C branded ones, and they tend to normally have slower write speeds. And the network adapter is a Broadcom. That's interesting. Normally it's Realtek, but we have a Broadcom this time around. Alright, so we'll quickly now swap over into Android. Just all you have to do is just run that application in the tray there, and then it will now boot over into Android. I might as well pull this off. Okay, so the first boot of Android also took some time. I was sitting on the Teclast logo for quite a while there, and now I've come up with a huge array of languages, and it's just a matter of finding the one you want there, of course, and setting it up. We can find English, there we go. And it looks like we have another stock type launcher, which is good, but I can see already there's a bit of bloatware on there. Just a couple of applications. And we do have Teclast over there, update system is there. A few things we don't need to, like these things hopefully can be uninstalled. It looks like we are going to be able to actually remove most of that bloatware, so at least it's not forced upon us and is user removable there. So move over and have a look quickly at the settings and see where is storage, how much we have available to us. So available 16.45 gigabytes. That's not too bad considering it's a dual boot. And then you can see the RAM capacity, 4 gigabytes. And if I move and have a look and see about, it should be Android 5.1. They still haven't started to build their latest ROMs yet on Android 6. I think it's still going to be a while off before we start to see that. Now when it comes to free RAM on first boot, let's have a look and see how much we have. So 3.3 gigabytes of RAM is free. So that's plenty of RAM there to play around with and do a little bit of multitasking. So not too bad. So I will be back with more videos on this particular tablet, the Teclast Tbook 10. So do keep an eye out for those on the playlist. I will go through benchmarks in both Windows and Android, and a little bit of gameplay too in Android, and possibly Windows, just to see how this performs, and also test out the thermals and see if we can run external hard drives and how the speakers sound too. So keep an eye out for that, up and coming very soon. Thank you for watching this video. Bye for now.